Next on the news at 10, Tuscaloosa is up for another national award, and some local businesses say the first game day has brought in more money than a typical holiday season. We'll explain coming up.
And coming up in home team weather, kind of cool out tonight. 66 in T-Town, 62 back in Huntsville. How cool is going to get? And how about your all-important weekend next weekend? Your forecast straight ahead. Stick around.
And one man's alleged jealousy is the possible motive for a murder in Cottondale. Details are on the way. Plus, a local effort is gaining momentum to eat fresh local produce. Hear how you could potentially benefit. The News at 10 begins now.
You're watching WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, a lover's quarrel turned deadly at a home in Cottondale. WVUA's crews were at the scene where one man was shot and killed. Details in tonight's top story at 10. According to Captain Lloyd Baker with Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide, Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's deputies responded to the 6500 block of Janine Street in Cottondale just before 9:20 p.m. last night. When they arrived, they found the victim, 41-year-old Jeffrey Neal Grant, laying on the bedroom floor with a gunshot wound to his chest. He was taken to DCH but was pronounced dead shortly after his arrival. Homicide investigators responded and learned Grant had been allegedly shot by 27-year-old William Robert Mitchell. According to Captain Baker, the shooting happened during a fight over the victim's wife. Baker says the victim and his wife had been separated and she was dating Mitchell. Later that night, Mitchell called the sheriff's office and turned himself in to deputies. Mitchell has been charged with murder and domestic violence and assault in the 3rd degree. Well, another title could be coming to Tuscaloosa, but this time it's not for anything done on the football field, but instead something done just beyond it. WVUA's Kelly Rittenauer shows us how the Great American Country Channel is teaming up with Southern Living magazine to figure out the answer to one very important question.
We want to know who has the most amazing tailgate.
And what better way to find out than to experience it firsthand.
Southern Living was really excited to be able to film on the quad. There's always so much excitement and spirit. This year is especially exciting, obviously coming off the national championship. So we thought, what better way to show people tailgating and spirit than to do it right here at Alabama.
If you've ever been to UA on game day, you know Alabama fans like to throw a good tailgate. But what is it that sets Alabama apart from the rest?
There's a whole lot. The band, hanging out with the people, just the energy. That's the most fun of all.
There's something really special about Alabama football. Today, one of the most unique things we did was the Yellowhammer. Can't do that at any other schools.
Although Erin enjoyed her tailgating experience at the Capstone, she says ultimately the decision is up to the fans.
I would encourage people to go online to southernliving.com and vote for your school. Saturday votes count twice, so it's a great time to show your school spirit.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa,
Roll Tide.
Kelly Rittenauer, WVUA News.
To vote for the University of Alabama for Best Tailgate in the South, go to www.southernliving.com and be sure to tune in to the tailgating special. It will air later on this month on GAC TV. Well, some changes are coming to the Alabama game day experience this season. One of the most noticeable changes coming from your cell phone. The university has installed more cell phone antennas around the stadium in a joint venture with AT&T and Verizon Wireless. In past seasons, the concentration of people using cell phones in one area made cell communication a difficult thing to come by. This move is meant to correct that problem. So after the first home game, did fans see a difference?
It's nice to, I guess, to have it if you need it, but when you're out there and pretty much everybody I know, everybody I need to get in contact with is right around me anyway. But it's nice to, my friends back home will send me text message or something because they're all watching the games.
Well, cell phone service isn't the only thing in Tuscaloosa getting a boost on game days. Local retail stores are saying when it comes to sales, Black Friday and the holiday season are great, but T-Town game days take the cake on profit. Boutiques and sports apparel retailers close to the University of Alabama campus say they experience their best sales of the year the Friday before the first home game. Stores WVUA spoke with say average day sales can increase on that Friday before the first game by about 500%. Kelsey Carpenter from Sassy Britches tells us this year has been no exception.
Football season is more along the lines of our Christmas time. We see more volumes of people than we do all year long. So it's definitely very important to us to have this football season and for our team to really thrive because it helps the whole community thrive.
Speaking of the community thriving, one local watering hole, Harry's Bar, is celebrating their 40th anniversary today. In 1972, former Alabama basketball player Harry Hammond started the bar, and since its humble beginnings, Harry's has flourished for 40 years, making it the third oldest bar in the state of Alabama, still operating under the same name. The bar held a party to celebrate today with free pizza and cake. Everyone in attendance relived the memories they have had throughout the years at Harry's. Current owner Jake French told WVUA that his bar is part of the fabric that is Tuscaloosa.
Harry's Bar, it's a tradition in Tuscaloosa. You know, Harry's Bar, Tuscaloosa, tradition, they all go hand in hand and they work together constantly. You can't have one without the other in this town. You can't go to Tuscaloosa and say you've been to Tuscaloosa without at least coming by Harry's Bar at least one time.
You really feel like you're part of tradition and history of Tuscaloosa.
Now, French also says he believes Harry's has another 40 years in it to continue their service to Tuscaloosa.